Welcome to the Reddit Family to Us YouTube channel, a place where genuine and inspiring family stories are shared. Here, you'll enjoy unique videos about family life, humorous moments, and meaningful lessons. Let's explore together the stories where love and connection shine through. Join us in creating beautiful memories. Please comment and let us know where you're watching from. Hit subscribe now so you won't miss the special video launching tomorrow. False accusation to lost home. How my sister's life forced my exile, the ring found in the garbage. At 27, my life was completely overturned by an accusation I never saw coming. I grew up in a modest Ohio town, believing that my family cared about me and that our home was a sanctuary of love and trust. However, everything changed the day my older sister, Bianca, falsely accused me of stealing her engagement ring. Bianca, now 30 and always regarded as the golden child, claimed that I had taken her precious ring, a cherished heirloom that symbolized her commitment to her fiancé, while she was away. Her words were sharp, cutting through the bond we once shared, and delivered with a venom that I could never have imagined. My parents, Mark, 56, and Diane, 54, who had always shown clear favoritism towards Bianca, immediately believed her story without hesitation. Their unwavering trust in Bianca's account left me defenseless and isolated. I vividly remember sitting alone in my room as they informed me that I was no longer welcome in our home. Their decision, fueled solely by Bianca's false testimony, turned my world upside down, leaving me questioning my own worth and the very foundation of our family. In the days that followed, I tried desperately to prove my innocence, to explain that I had never even touched the ring, but my pleas were met with cold indifference. The atmosphere at home grew toxic. Every conversation and every glance seemed to reaffirm their belief in Bianca's lie, while my voice was silenced by disbelief and betrayal. My parents' decision felt like a sentence, an unearned punishment that stripped me of both my dignity and my future. With nothing left to hold on to, I was forced to pack a few belongings and leave the only home I had ever known. That day marked the beginning of an arduous journey, a journey of rebuilding my life from scratch, of fighting to reclaim the reputation and self-worth that had been stolen from me. The betrayal cut deeper than I could ever express. And as I walked away, I carried not only the pain of false accusations but also a determination to prove that I was more than the sum of their misplaced judgments. I vowed to forge my own path, to rebuild my future piece by piece, and to never again allow deception and favoritism to dictate the course of my life. After being unceremoniously cast out from the only home I'd ever known, the crushing reality of betrayal and isolation began to settle in like an unyielding fog. I found myself wandering the empty streets of my small Ohio town, the weight of my parents' rejection and Bianca's venomous accusation pressing down on every step I took. Every familiar corner, every echo of laughter from past family gatherings, now felt like a painful reminder of the life I'd lost. The cold silence of my new reality was deafening. Even the once comforting hum of my hometown now sounded like a distant memory of happier days. In the aftermath of that fateful expulsion, I was forced to confront a profound sense of abandonment, as if the very foundations of trust had crumbled beneath me. The betrayal was not only personal but also systemic, a betrayal by those who were meant to protect and nurture me. I recall the hollow expression in my father's eyes and the tear-streaked disappointment in my mother's face when they delivered the verdict based solely on Bianca's deceitful words. Their unwavering belief in her false narrative left me questioning everything I had ever known about family loyalty and unconditional love. Every night, I lay awake in a cold, unfamiliar motel room, haunted by the echo of their accusations and the piercing silence that followed. Days turned into weeks, and I soon realized that the isolation was not merely physical. It was an emotional exile from the family I once called my own. I had been stripped of my identity, my dreams, and my future, all because someone I had once trusted could so easily manipulate those I loved. The sting of rejection was compounded by the bitter irony that I had never even been given a chance to prove my innocence. Friends from high school, who once filled my days with laughter and camaraderie, had gradually drifted away, leaving me with only the cold comfort of my own thoughts and a relentless feeling of worthlessness. Yet, amid the loneliness and despair, a quiet, simmering determination began to take root. I started to see that this isolation, as painful as it was, might also be the catalyst for rediscovering my true self. I resolved to channel the raw emotions into building a new life, one where I could prove that I was more than the false accusations and the narrow judgments of a broken family. Each lonely night became a reminder that I had the power to forge my own path, even if it meant enduring the bitter solitude of betrayal before I could embrace the promise of a brighter tomorrow. 3 long years after being unceremoniously expelled from my home, a twist of fate finally brought the truth crashing down like a tidal wave. One afternoon, while my family was preoccupied with their own trivialities, a strange noise emanated from the garbage disposal that caught everyone's attention. It was then that, almost as if fate itself were determined to reveal the truth, the missing engagement ring, Bianca's treasured symbol of her forthcoming union, was discovered, glinting in the soapy, discarded remains. In that heart-stopping moment, the air in the house grew thick with disbelief and shock. My parents, Mark and Diane, stared at one another in stunned silence, their previous certainty dissolving into palpable regret. The ring, which had been wrongfully used as a pawn to expel me, now served as undeniable evidence of my innocence, shattering the web of lies that had kept me estranged for so long. I remember the sound of my father's labored gasp, the way his eyes widened as he finally recognized the mistake that had cost me years of isolation and heartache. Every cruel word, every baseless accusation that had haunted me for 3 agonizing years, now crumbled before this irrefutable proof. The discovery sent shockwaves through our fractured family dynamic. Even my sister Bianca, who had once wielded the ring accusation like a weapon to control our family, now found herself trapped by the very evidence that contradicted her lies. For the first time in years, I felt a mixture of vindication and sorrow, a bittersweet relief that justice had finally been served, even as the painful wounds of betrayal still ached. The revelation forced my parents to confront the dark truth they had long ignored, and the facade of familial loyalty began to crumble. As whispers of regret and remorse filled the room, I could sense that the foundation of their beliefs was shifting, that the undeniable truth had finally pierced through the lies. My vindication, though long delayed, ignited a spark of hope within me, a spark that urged me to reclaim not only my lost future but also my dignity. That fateful discovery, with its harsh, raw clarity, marked a turning point in my journey. It was a moment when the echoes of injustice were finally silenced, leaving behind only the resolute promise of a future defined by truth and self-worth, and a reminder that, even in the darkest times, the truth will eventually find its way to light. After the shocking discovery of the engagement ring in the garbage disposal, a maelstrom of emotions engulfed me, and I was forced to confront the full extent of my family's betrayal. The glittering ring, hidden among the discarded remnants of a careless household chore, was both a bitter confirmation of my innocence and a devastating reminder of the 3 long years I had been unjustly cast out. In that moment, every cruel accusation, every whispered lie, and every feeling of isolation converged into a single, painful truth that could no longer be ignored. As I sat there, overwhelmed by a mix of vindication and heartache, I realized that this revelation was not merely a sign that I had been right all along, it was a turning point, a call to break free from the toxic chains that had bound me to a family that valued deception over truth. The evidence of my innocence burned like a beacon of hope, igniting a spark deep within me, a determination to reclaim my dignity, rebuild my future, and forge a new path on my own terms. I made a promise to myself that I would no longer allow their lies and favoritism to define my identity, no matter how painful the journey ahead might be. With each passing day, as I navigated the turbulent aftermath of the betrayal, I began to channel my anger and sorrow into the strength needed for transformation. I sought solace in small victories, a promotion at work, genuine conversations with supportive friends, and the quiet satisfaction of carving out a space that was truly my own. Every step away from the shadow of that treacherous past was a defiant act of self-liberation, a declaration that I would no longer be a victim of circumstances beyond my control. Though the scars of betrayal remain etched deep within me, I now view them as emblems of resilience, symbols of a hard-fought battle for self-respect. I have embraced the painful lessons of those dark years and transformed them into a driving force for personal growth. Today, I stand at the crossroads of my future, a future that I will build with unwavering determination and self-worth, free from the toxic legacy of my past. This is my turning point, the moment I reclaimed my life, and I will never again allow the lies of others to steal my destiny. Now that the truth has finally emerged, I find myself at a crossroads that forces me to choose between reclaiming what once was and protecting the hard-earned independence I've built over the past 3 years. After the discovery of the missing ring in the garbage disposal and the shattering of Bianca's false narrative, I spent countless days confronting my pain, rebuilding my life, and learning to trust myself again. Yet, as my parents and even Bianca reach out with apologies and pleas for reconciliation, I'm left with a burning question. Can I truly forgive those who betrayed me? Or must I continue to live life on my own terms, free from their toxic influence? Every night, as I sit alone in my modest apartment, the echoes of my past, the cold dismissal at our family dinner, the accusations that turned my world upside down, resurface like a relentless tide. I remember the bitter taste of isolation and the ceaseless struggle to prove my innocence, feelings that carve deep scars in my heart. I have worked tirelessly to rebuild a future that was stolen from me. Every odd job, every small victory at the warehouse, every moment spent cultivating a new life has been a step away from the painful memories of my former home. And yet, the thought of reuniting with my family fills me with a mix of longing and dread. My parents insist that I come back, that the truth of Bianca's deception should bring us all closer together, promising that they have learned from their mistakes and that the bond of family is eternal. But I can't ignore the damage that has been done. The betrayal isn't something that heals overnight, and I fear that embracing reconciliation too quickly might only undo the progress I've made. I've come to realize that forgiveness is not a simple switch to flip. It requires time, genuine remorse, and a commitment to change that goes beyond empty words. As I weigh the desire for connection against the need for self-respect, I stand at a defining moment. Do I risk reopening old wounds by attempting to repair shattered relationships? Or do I safeguard my future by maintaining the boundaries I've fought so hard to establish? This decision is mine alone, a culmination of years of pain, resilience, and hard-won growth. I know that if I choose to reconcile, it must be on my terms, with tangible actions and sincere apologies that demonstrate true change. For now, I must honor the strength I've built and move forward with cautious hope, leaving behind the shadows of betrayal while keeping my heart guarded for what lies ahead. Thank you for watching my story. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Please share your opinions, experiences, or advice in the comments below. Your feedback helps me grow and shows others they're not alone in facing family betrayal. Let's start a conversation and support each other through these challenging times. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your voice matters. Join the discussion now.